of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine, from a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome, but nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it is what it says. There's 5 days left till the final now, and it's the countdown is certainly on, guys. And we're just all excited that we're getting down to the last 5 days now, and we just can't wait for the final to begin. And so yeah, but before I get into that, if you like what you see, then please smash the like button. It really does help the channel. So smash those likes. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And also bell notification tells you when I'm live, have an upcoming show, or any pre-records as well, guys. So that's absolutely brilliant. And when people actually type in It's All Black and White TV on Google, it actually comes up in the Google search settings. So that's absolutely fantastic as well. And I'm top the search listings in Google as well. Absolutely fantastic. Don't know how that's come about, but it's obviously down to you guys who come on here and girls and watch my shows, and it's absolutely fantastic. And yeah. Also, if you want to donate the channel, there's a link in the chat there. Totally up to yourself. It's totally voluntary. You don't have to, but if you want to, then it's there. Just click the link, follow the instructions, and you can do it that way. So, guys, yes. So, as I say, the countdown is on. Countdown is on to that big day for the Carabao Cup, and yeah, we can't wait for it. Such an exciting time to be a Newcastle fan. Hopefully this is the first of many finals that we're in, and and hopefully the first of many trophies we pick up as well. I mean, to think how quick we've got to a cup final, in little over a year since our new owners came through the door. What a fantastic achievement by the owners. So there we go, guys. I'll just quickly go to some scores. There's obviously Champions League football going on tonight. Liverpool are currently 2-2 with Madrid after being 2-0 up, but Vinny Jr. has pegged them back. So yeah, so that's 2 goals each for Liverpool and Real Madrid. Apparently Liverpool's second goal, I didn't see it, but apparently it was a mistake from Courtois in goal. And Napoli are currently winning against Eintracht Frankfurt, and that is by Victor Osimhen, a player who we would love to have at Newcastle United. And currently at the moment in the Championship at the New York Stadium, Rotherham United are 2-0 up against Sunderland. So there you go, guys. Mackems are getting beat. Lovely. That means the internet will stay off tonight in the stage in Sunderland. It will not be on tonight, so there will be no Mackem fans swearing, shouting, singing, whatever tonight. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, do get your thoughts in the chat. I think this week the players will have a reset. I think Eddie Howe will have them drilled well for the weekend. And I certainly think we could come out a better team on Sunday than we have been. Yes, we have been poor of late, I know that, but I personally think it's down to the cup final. They've had it too much in their minds thinking about it and overthinking the cup final and maybe not concentrating on the Premier League, which is your bread and butter at the end of the day, and you should really concentrate on your bread and butter, which is the Premier League. But this is a learning curve for these players because as we progress as a club and we do go into more and more finals, they're going to have to get used to this pressure of being in the final and learning how to manage that pressure by saying, right, we will not now. So what they need to do is they now need to look at that and say, right, we're in a final, but we've got like 3 or 4 weeks before the final, so we got Premier League to focus on. Focus on that first, then the final. But we can sort of forgive them for this, but if there's a choice that we either finish top four or have the Carabao Cup, I'll take the Carabao Cup all day long over a top four finish. And that's not to say I don't want a top four finish, because that would be absolutely fantastic. But if we won the cup, that would be just even better. Because one, that ends 54 years of hurt. And then that ends that drought. There is a lot of people who would want us to win this on Sunday. Yes, we know there's a lot of the pundits all want Manchester United to win this. But at the end of the day, the bad news for Man United is the last time we lost a game in the Premier League, which was Liverpool in August, we came back strongly. And I expect we could do the same on Sunday as well. So I've got a few comments coming, so I'm just going to rattle on to these comments. And Mark says, are you going to Wembley, Tony? Who do you think will win the cup? No, unfortunately, I'm not going to Wembley, but I'm hoping we win 2-1. I'll take 2-1 now from us. And yeah, just to bring that cup home. I'd even take a 1-0 win if necessary, and I want to see Karius go out there and produce a worldie just to ram it down the throats of all the media who have slated him over the years since that Champions League defeat. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? But it will certainly be interesting. Just to let you know, in that game, Sunderland have actually scored. Joe Gelhardt, who's on loan from Leeds, scored to reduce the arrears to 2-1 now to Rotherham. So Rotherham are now just 2-1 up, but hopefully Rotherham hold on and win this game. And Real Madrid, of course, are winning 3-2. Militao has scored the third goal just after the break. So there we go. Davey says, evening, Tony. Evening to you, Davey. Hope you're well, mate. Not seen you for a little while. But, hope you're doing okay. Stephen Missy, hi to you. He says 3-2 now, Real Madrid. Yeah, brilliant. That's what we want to see. And Sefton's in the house. Good evening, all. Good evening, Sefton. Yeah, your wife's at the match, isn't she? At Anfield for the Real Madrid match. I just hope you've got yourself prepared for when she comes home and she's in a rage because Liverpool have lost. Well, they haven't lost yet. They could draw. The helmet's on, Pool getting beat. Yeah. Well, at least you're at home. You haven't got her at home with you, and she's at the match, so you can wait till she comes home. But, yeah. So, just be careful with that one Sefton boy, and you should be all right. But, yeah, like I say, I can see us being a different team. I think Eddie will have a well-drilled, well-trained for Sunday, and he'll be working hard to cut out the mistakes that we have made in the past few games, especially at the back post where we're giving goals away. And with defence weren't really on it the other day against Liverpool. So, but we did play better with 10 men when we lost Nick Pope. But the difference is we've got a week's rest over what Man United have got, because they played Sunday. They've got to play on Thursday again. Now, this game with Barcelona could go to extra time, could go to penalties. If it goes very deep in all the way, then Man United will be shattered. They'll only have Friday and Saturday to prepare for a game on Sunday. But technically, they won't have Friday and Saturday to prepare, because they'll only have Friday to mainly have a full day's training. Maybe they'll do a little training session maybe Saturday morning, but then they'll have to jump on the coach or they'll fly down to London and get to go on their digs. So, all in all, for Man United, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them. And we have Bruno back, as Jake has just said. Bruno, Bruno, Bruno. Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? It will be absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and that's going to be the difference, having Bruno back in the side. But what we need to do going forward as a team, if we do lose Bruno, like they say, that for a suspension or an injury or whatever, we need to learn to cope. That when we haven't got him, we need to show that grit and determination to get these wins. Davey says, I was watching you that week, dropped the phone, it was like a comedy show, trying to catch it, the screen went black, so I was using a Nokia for work. Could only watch on home at the iPad. Oh dear, Davey. I hope you've got a new phone and hope you've got it all sorted out now, mate, anyway. And yeah, that's the thing with phones, that can easily be dropped. I've had it myself of getting in the car and it's fell out of my pocket and you think, oh, the worst, and then you look and you think, oh, thank God I've got a screen protector on it. Stephen Missy, I hope Man U don't pick up any injuries. Well, you hope. And I mean, I know you're saying that tongue in cheek, but we're all about Rashford, aren't we? But I mean, who knows? I mean, Barcelona game's going to be a tough game on Thursday for Man United. So we could see a lot of tackles going in from both sides. So stretching of hamstrings, things like that. So who knows? Sefton says Wembley's a high pitch, Tony. Fitness is paramount. Manx got a game on Thursday. Just saying. Yeah, that's the thing, Sefton. They've got a game Thursday. So as I say, if that goes the full distance, 120 minutes, they're going to be absolutely shattered, aren't they, come Sunday? So they haven't got a lot. They haven't got a lot to go on Sunday. Well, I haven't got a lot of time, that's for sure. Lee says, all right, Tony, good night. Last night was a laugh. Yes, it was. It was a brilliant show last night. And do you know what? I've had quite a few nice messages from people to say what a fantastic show that was last night. And they absolutely loved it. And we're going to do that show again because, if you haven't seen the show, anybody, just go and watch it. It's on for over 2 hours. But you know what? It was absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, we didn't even know we'd gone through 2 hours, to be fair. But I'm glad people stuck with us. And not only that, we shared some great memories of things that's happened to us when supporting Newcastle. So like I say, there's plenty on there to watch. I shared the memory of when I was on my way back from Mansfield on the supporters bus when it broke down on the A1. I'll not tell the full story, but if you haven't seen it, go and watch the last night's video and you'll see it in there. And it's absolutely brilliant, the stories we had. Looking back in time at things, back in the day. I've got Davey there in the chat as well tonight. I'll just put this on. Davey probably remembers this as well. And that's the old Newcastle United Supporters Club shop, which was opposite the Farmers Rest on the Haymarket. And again, we reminiscent, things like that. Just get your travel tickets, and it was a great little shop, that. And I can't remember who it was now, but somebody said in the chat last night, is this where the back page is getting their idea from of setting up a shop from this Newcastle Supporters Club? And you know what? It probably is. But but like I say, do check out last night's video if you haven't seen it. It is fantastic. You won't be disappointed. And yes, be sure we will do it again with the four of us. That was with me, Pete, John, and Rowley, of course. So, some more comments here. 4-2 Madrid, says Leslie. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Who scored this time? Benzema. There we go. Liverpool really crumbling now, aren't they? So, and there's still quite a bit to go in that game. So, sorry, Sefton. Ain't looking good for you tonight, mate, is it? Sorry, mate. And Rotherham are still beating the Mackhams 2-1 as well at the moment, guys and girls. So, right. Lee says, you took the dog to the vets. It's been doing the vets. Turned around and said the dog's only working its tickets. yeah. Because what Lee's on about is, if anybody's not sure, it was reported that somebody got that Carabao Cup ticket through the door and the dog ate it. Well, right, in circumstances like this, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything coming through your letterbox, any sort of meal. If you've got a dog that likes to chew or eat meal, then the best thing you can do is put a cage on the back of your door to stop that happening. Clearly somebody hasn't done that, and dogs eat that ticket. And that's just unfortunate. Yabba Dabba Doo says, hey, hi there, hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you. Davey says, yes, I remember the supporter shop in the player's car park at the ground. Yes, there was one there as well, Davey. I remember that very well. Remember the old ticket office. I remember buying a ticket. I can't remember which game was I bought a ticket for now. I think it was an away game. And just as I bought me ticket, John Hall was walking through the car park. And I remember him saying hello to me. And I said, oh, hi, John, you all right? And he says, yeah, I'm fine. He says, they've been getting you. I says, yeah, I've got my ticket for the away game. And he was like, oh, good lad. Nice to have your support, you know. And it's, you know, he says this club can go really far. And this was when we were in the old second division. And he says, no. He says, we've got dreams. He says, this club will go far. He says, you know, believe in us. We will get this club where we want it. And I was like, well, John, I says to him, I says, look, I says, even if we ever got up to the Premier League, I said, I'd be happy with that, you know. He says, oh, no, we're aiming higher than the Premier League. So I was like, oh, okay then. But yeah, really nice chap. And yeah, down-to-earth guy. Sefton says, Kyo's historical and loyal fans are more passionate than today's fan base. Controversial but true. Do you know what, Sefton? You're probably not wrong, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, today's fans, yes, a lot of them have lived through the previous ownership and have grown up with the previous ownership. And now we've got the new ownership in. They're seeing the difference and they're seeing what we can do. But we lived through the rough times, Sefton, back in the 80s. I mean, we had the Stan Seymour and Gordon McKeegan in charge of the club, and they were a disaster, them two. When you think Gaza, Waddle and Bielsa were sold under our noses. Now the thing is, when you think from where we were in the 80s and then John Hall came in, it was an exciting time because the Magpie Group came in and they wanted to buy the club out. They got the takeover done. And then we were amazed because Ardiles got sacked. Kevin Keegan came into the club. And it was absolutely brilliant. But yeah. And now, and we've seen it all. We've seen the history. We've seen what's gone on. And so we lived through that era. Then John Hall coming in. Then through the former owners era, because I don't like to mention the guy's name. I'll come the fat man. And then, obviously, Manda, Mia Dad, Piff, Jamie came in. And we're seeing the big difference now, aren't we? So, well, look where we are. Cup final, you know. This must be an owner's dream that we're in a cup final, you know. So, and I would imagine our chairman, Yasser Al-Ramayan, will be over for the final. I would imagine he'll be here for that because he won't want to miss that. It's going to be it's just fantastic, isn't it? It's just the excitement now, isn't it? It's building up, and it's just going to look brilliant. Leslie talking to Davey. Davey says, yeah, my grandparents lived at Queen's Court right next to the Black Bull. Old Jimmy was manager at the pub. Yeah, the Black Bull, that's a hell of a pub, isn't it? Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I know exactly where you mean, Queen's Court. I mean, going back to the 80s, I mean, we had players like Kenny Wharton in the team. And believe it or not, Kenny Wharton lived on the next street behind me where I lived in Blakelaw. And yeah, I mean, he was best friends with my brother. They went to school together. Fortunately, my brother weren't a Newcastle fan; he was a Man United fan. Yeah. But no, they went to school together. They played football together in the schoolyard, so he knows Kenny Wharton quite well. And there you go. Davey says, yes, that's the only badges in the window were touring in Celtic after the Huns wrecked the town centre. Wasn't that the ticket office, Davey? Yes, it was, Sefton, I believe. Davey says, I'm talking 1965-ish. Well, I don't know. I wasn't around then, Davey. That was before my time. Definitely a club shop, but might have sold tickets. Not sure, says Leslie. Lee says, I remember standing the Gala end. The Gala, or the Gallagher, yeah, absolutely. Sefton says, my dad started taking me in 68, 69. So you were around when we won the first cup, then Sefton against Ush Pestosa. So yeah, you would have been around at that time. But yeah, it was great, wasn't it? What a fantastic time to be. It was absolutely fantastic to be. It must have been back then to see a cup being lifted, Sefton. So you've seen one being lifted. I don't know how old you were back then, but you know, for you to have seen a cup back then, it must have been a fantastic sight to see. But yeah, I mean, I remember when we got promoted under Kevin Keegan to the Premier League, and you know, we won the first division as it was at the time. So as we got to the so like I say, as we done the open top bus parade around the town, I remember the place was absolutely packed. I was standing in the Haymarket waiting for the bus to come round because the bus was coming round to go down to the Civic Centre. And I'm standing there waiting for the bus coming round, and the amount of people that were there, and you were getting pushed everywhere. And you couldn't move, you were squashed in. It was like a tin of sardines. And don't know if anybody else in the chat who remembers when we got promoted from the first division under Kevin Keegan. But can you remember the open top bus parade? It was absolutely manic, and I remember that. And I just remember I can remember actually literally being lifted off the ground because the crowd that was that crowded. And I was nowhere near the front to see the bus. I mean, I was more in the middle, and it was manic. Do you know what is so? What it was a great manic, and I actually did not care how much I was being pushed, shoved, or what, because I was there to see the open top bus come around with Keegan and all the players in there with the trophy, and I can imagine we win this on Sunday. You're not going to move in Newcastle when they do a parade. It's going to be absolutely mental. So it is absolutely mad. But yeah, it's gonna be absolutely mental. Sefton says, I check your PayPal. Okay. Why is it not working? Davey said, I started to go to home games in 65 with my dad. Yeah. And I mean, we're getting big crowds in then, weren't they, Davey, in 65? I mean, don't know what sort of crowds. I can't remember exactly what sort of crowds were getting there, but they were getting huge crowds, weren't they? Jody says, evening to you, Jody. I hope you're well, mate. I was 8 going over the wall at the Gallagher end. Now, do you know what it is, Davey? I've heard this many a time of different people saying they used to get passed over the wall at the Gallagher end, and that's fantastic. I mean, I think if I remember back in, I'm sure I might be wrong, but I can't remember now. But I know when I was a child, I think I was only paying something like £1.50 to go into the match, and when I became like after over 16, that I started paying like £3.50, and it was just That's unthinkable now, isn't it, to pay that sort of money? Yabba dabba do. I was in 1988. Nice one. Jody says, hopefully there's an open top bus parade this year. Do you know what it is, Jody? I think they would do. I can't see why they wouldn't do one. I think they'll do an open top bus parade. If they didn't, I think that would be a bit disappointing. If I'm in all honesty, so I think there will be an open top bus parade. So yeah, let's see what happens on that, and let's hope that's what it is. 5-2 says Leslie. Is it 5-2? Is it? Oh Jesus, yeah. Benzema again. Oh, Liverpool's really getting walloped here, aren't they? And there's still 23 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Oh, Klopp must be tearing his hair out. Rotherham are still winning at the moment, 2-1. So that's brilliant at the moment as well. So the Mackhams are losing, but you know what? Yeah, okay, Liverpool might have went 2-0 up on Real Madrid, but to tell you what, the class of Real Madrid weren't going to let that scoreline stay long. And I tell you what, now it's looking bleak for Liverpool getting through, isn't it now? I mean, even if this game ends 5-2, are Liverpool going to go to the Bernabeu and win 3-4-0? Not a chance. Not a chance. So it looks like Liverpool's bubbles burst and they're going to be going out the Champions League. So I'll tell you now, if the Real Madrid get another goal, it's curtains for Liverpool. Absolutely curtains for them. I mean, guys, from Sky, it's just beggars belief what Sky are doing. Do they not think we are called Newcastle United? So there's the thing for the Carabao Cup on Sunday, and so on there they've got Man United versus Newcastle. Where's our United in that? Because we are the original United. We are more United than what Man United are because they've got 2 teams in Manchester. So at the end of the day, we're the ones who are united, and it's just beggars belief why Sky have took out the United from us, and I just find it staggering, to be fair. So let's see what happens anyway. But they can do that as much as they want, but let's hope we are lifting that trophy on Sunday. Yes, I've got to thank you very much indeed, Yabba Dabba Doo. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Lee says, it was a great meeting, Super Mac. What a top man. Legend at the service station on the way to Barnsley before we played them. Yeah, I saw him in the at one of Steve Wraith's talks in the Dog and Parrot. And do you know what? The guy's got time for you, and he's an absolute gent. And I like Malcolm McDonald. I had my photo with him as well, so that was even better. Sefton says, "Hi Davey, I was just a young lad when we won that trophy, but still it was like yesterday." Absolutely. And we all remember the old-fashioned toilets in the Gallagher end. It was just a wall, wasn't it, with a black paint on it, and you just pee up against the wall and that was it. But they used to stink like hell. They used to smell. Oh, it was awful. You'd smell the pee as soon as you walk near it. Davey says, we used to get passed over heads to the front wall. Half time, the old guy with Doctor's cost black and white paint on it used to throw a corn of nuts. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Do you know what? These are memories, Davey. These are memories. I wish you'd come on last night because you could have shared more of this with the 4 of us. And oh, do you know, absolutely brilliant. And this is what it's all about, having memories, isn't it? We cherish those memories that we have. And there's some great memories. Yabba dabba do. My first game was 92. I was 4-year-old. So 10 years after my first game. Davey says, I was there for the first cup comeback to St James's, was a Wednesday night, I think. Yeah. Oh, fantastic, isn't it? I mean, just absolutely brilliant. It's still Rotherham 2-1 at the moment, guys, against Sunderland after 86 minutes. And yeah, Liverpool are still 5-2 behind. Geordie says Shane Ferguson, former Mag, scored the second against Sunderland. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, I bet he celebrated like mad. I'll have to catch up on the highlights of that and then see the EFL highlights. I think it's normally on ITV4, isn't it? So I have to catch up on that and see what his celebration was like. Sefton says, do you remember the Peanuts fella throwing the bags up in the stand? I don't remember the Peanuts. Were they around in the 80s? I don't know. I can't really remember, Sefton, to be fair. It's that long ago now, isn't it? But I'll tell you what, when Keegan took over as manager, because I used to stand the Gallagher, I used to be in the scoreboard end. I used to love the scoreboard, you know. But when Keegan come into the club, I then went and stood near the dugout in the Milburn paddock. And this people may know this guy who I'm going to mention now, but I used to always stand next to this guy in the match, and I'll tell you what, he was a fantastic guy. Old guy at the time with his flat cap on, good old Stevie Charlton. Now, I'll tell you what a nice guy he was. Passionate supporter of Newcastle United, that guy was. And I used to always stand near him every match day. I used to have chats with him on the matches and everything. And he used to always sing his heart out, shout out there. And, you know, Keegan used to come over, shake people's hand. You know, it was absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, God rest his soul, but Stevie Charlton, what a nice man he was. What a gentleman. And I absolutely thought that guy was brilliant. And, yeah, every home match I went to, I used to always make sure I was there. And in fact, he used to end up keeping me a place, so I was there next to him. If people stood there, he'd say, hang on, I've got somebody coming, Tony's coming, he stands there. So, yeah, what a fantastic guy he was. And anybody in the chat might remember Stevie Charlton. I mean, he's a legend. He's a legend. Geordie says, I'm not normally against English sides, but when it comes to European football, but I love to see Klopp's Liverpool get knocked out because they'll have nothing to play for. Yeah, they won't have. Well, I have heard they've planted potatoes at Anfield, so they've got something to lift at the end of the season. Davey says, yes, Stephen, I just said that with his black and white doctor's coat on. That's brilliant. Me too, Davey, says Sefton. Davey says, Sefton, it's putty. We've waited a long time for it to come back. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. He says, Supermac had a suit shop in the tune. Yes, he did, didn't he? He had his own clothes shop, didn't he? Yeah, he did. And, yeah. Yabba Dabba Doo says, the black bull is called a black and white bull. It don't sound right. No, it doesn't. Well, to me, it would always be the Black Bull. I've always known it as a Black Bull. And it doesn't matter what they change the name to. It's like some pubs, you see, they change the name. But it'll always be that pub. I mean, it's like, you know, in the town, like the Mayfair, and it was, I think, Tiffany's, wasn't it? But to me, I've always known it as Tiffany's. But it was all different types of name. I don't know what it is now, but it used to be always changing its name. But I used to always call it, because I grew up with it, I used to say, oh no, it's Tiffany's. Lee says, used to have a game of pigeon toss before the match with the lads. Yeah, pigeon toss, yes, with the coins, yeah. Oh, God, what a game that was, wasn't it? Yeah. Seven says in the arcade, wasn't it? Is that's Central Arcade, isn't it? Where Windows was, the music shop Windows. Yeah, used to always see people in the Central Arcade. Geordie says, before my time, but I'm sure Stevie Charlton used to go on the pitch with the players for a lap on it. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yabba Dabba Doo says, I was a volunteer for St John's Ambulance, loved the Toon games, but hated the Mackham games. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I bet you did, mate. And yeah, I bet it was hard just to sit there and watch it. Davey says, Stevie Charlton always wore a black and white suit. Yes, he did. Yes, yeah, he always had a suit on or his long coat on. But I tell you what, the guy was he's an absolute ledge. He is absolute ledge. Ryan says, really love your lives at the minute, mate. Only been a subscriber about a week or two, but honestly, mate, the content is class. Oh, thank you very much, Ryan. That is really appreciative. Thank you so much. This is what makes this channel when people come out and, they just love things that you can put on, and it's great that I can put stuff out there for people. If you haven't seen last night's show, Ryan, watch that. That is absolutely a fantastic watch. And I'm going to get on to, because I've got a special guest coming on Thursday, and I'm going to mention that special guest in a moment as well. Leslie says, old Steve used to give Keegan sweets at the game. Yes, he did. He always had sweets with him. He used to always hand them around to people at the game, like, people he knew, like me and other people. He's just a lovely guy. Granny, Archer will be available for shows again soon. Tony's been a naughty boy, has he? All right, okay then. Sefton says, I remember that, Leslie. Yeah. Davey says, last time I was a testimonial was with Celtic. Yeah, it was at the Alan Shearer one, wasn't it? Geordie says, like when the fat man called Shearer, because I don't see his name, Geordie. I can't see that name, but I'll call him Fat Man. But like when Fat Man called Shearer's, the name bar was always Shearer's, and I'm pleased to see it's back to that now. That's the thing. I mean, he changed that because he had a falling out with Shearer, and it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, I'm glad the owner's done that and changed it back. Handy Side, yes, the Handy Side, yes, Peter. I totally forgot about the bloody Handy Side arcade. Now you've mentioned it, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yes, yeah, definitely. Jodie says, apologies for swearing on channel. The word should be banned. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all right, Jodie. I won't hold it against you, mate. You're all right. Yabba dabba do. I'm still in the doghouse with my lass after the comment on PD stream. Oh dear. That's not great, is it? I mean, looking ahead to Sunday, guys, I mean, get your comments in. Is anybody actually worried about Karius being in goal on Sunday? Because, all honesty, I'm not worried about Karius being in goal. I'm actually looking forward to seeing him play because, do you know what it is? This guy could end up having a worldie on Sunday, being player of the match. And, and that's a way of sticking two fingers up to the media who have been absolutely rotten about him. I mean, we all know that Champions League final will always be famous for his mistakes. But it did come out a few days later that it was down to concussion. So the media in this country ruined his career. And yes, he went to Union Berlin, he went to Besiktas and that, and hasn't really been the same since. But then the media in this country can be very, very, very cruel, as we have seen in the past. We have seen it quite a lot with this media, how cruel they can actually be. And let's hope he just goes out there and says to the media, stuff you lot, I'm Karius, and I'm going to make sure I carry this trophy back home to St James's Park. So, yeah, we look forward to seeing him playing on Sunday, because I'm sure he should get the nod over Mark Gillespie, that's for sure. He should more than likely be the substitute keeper, since we can't get Darlow back. Let's go about the comments. Davey says, I've said before, our family friend and my man's ex-boss was Malcolm Dix, always got home tickets. Yeah, I remember him, yes, lovely guy, wasn't he? Yeah. Ian says, hi Tony, sorry I'm late. No, don't worry, mate, it's absolutely fine. You can always catch up with the show, that's not a problem, mate. But hey, nice to see you on. Ryan says, I've seen the live, mate. I try my best not to miss any at all now. I think this year could be the one to really push your channel as high as it can possibly go. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's a hard place, YouTube. We all know that. There's so many channels out there. That is the thing. And I suppose every channel's putting in slots, but it's finding what time you go on, and sometimes you might be on and another channel's on at the same time. So it's like, and it's giving people a predicament. Oh, what do I watch? Do I watch this one? Do I watch that one? But at the end of the day, if you can't watch it live, you can always watch it on catch up because it's always available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Ian says, all right, Tony, mate, hope you're well. Yeah, I'm absolutely well, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Bet you're buzzing for Sunday as well, Ian. Joe says, all right, Tony, can't wait for us to beat Man U on Sunday. Absolutely. Absolutely not. Can't wait. Lord Bar at Handyside Arcade. I'm trying to think of that now. Yeah, the card bar. Oh, the card bar. Yes. I know what you mean now. Yes, I do, Davey. Yeah, absolutely. Sefton says, guys, I bet you never went up to the old press box like I did, the oval wood box. Do you know what, Sefton? No, I didn't. So how comes you got up there? Yeah, do spill the beans. I would be concerned if Gillespie wasn't goal, said Jody. Yeah, I would. I mean, he's played for Carlisle and Motherwell. Not really who you wouldn't want in there. Joe says he's a good keeper. The defence will help him out. Karius, yeah, absolutely. Davey says, I have faith in Karius. Has lots to prove, and what a window. Hope he does well. Yeah, absolutely. It's his day, isn't it, really, to go out there and say, right, I'm going to be the match winner. Do you know, I know this is probably Roy the Rover stuff, but you know what would be absolutely fantastic? It's 0-0. Karius has pulled off save after save after save. It's the 94th minute. He throws himself up there for the corner. Eddie Howe tells him not to go up there, but he just says, no, I'm taking no notice. He gets up there for the corner. Eddie Howe's raging on the touchline. Oh, no. Back. Ball comes over. Karius, bang, header in the back of the net. 1-0 Newcastle. Karius celebrating on the pitch, takes his shirt off, gets a yellow card for his troubles. And then, as soon as Man U kick off, the whistle goes, we've won the game. Karius is not only the hero saving the ball, but he's also the hero scoring the winning goal at Wembley. I know that's rather over stuff, guys, and I know it's just a bit of a joke, but do you know what? It could happen. It could happen. You just got to look all them years ago. Remember Jimmy Glass for Carlisle when they were ready to go down to the next league? They were losing 1-0. He'd done save after save after save to try and keep them in the game. And he scored with the last minute header. So, it can be done. It can be done. So, yeah. Yabba dabba do give Karius a chance, absolutely. Ian says, time to put the record straight for Karius. I have faith in the lad, absolutely. Jody says, one game shouldn't define a player's career. I think had Karius not had played for Liverpool in the Champions League final, nobody would have given a fly in for. Can't wait to see the proper Karius on Sunday. Yeah, exactly. And I've seen a lot of Manc fans going on about it, saying, oh, we've got this now. Karius is in goal. We should beat them, no problem. But I'll tell you what, it's not that simple. Jody says, swing low, sweet Karius carrying the Carabao Cup home. Absolutely. Davey says, meant Mam's autocorrect. Yeah, I hate predictive text as well, Davey. I've had it before where I've sent something and somebody's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, it's autocorrect. Sorry. And then you're having to readjust it. Hi, Tony No Coffee says. Hi, Coffee. Hope you're well. Ian says, I'd rather play Karius than Gillespie. Absolutely. I've got every faith in Karius. Sefton says, I'm campaigning to bring back the pink. Do you know what it is, Sefton? That's a fantastic paper. But if you remember when I had Andrew Musgrove on my channel a couple of months ago, I think was it just before the World Cup? Before the World Cup it was, I think. Or just after the World Cup. Or when the World Cup started. Well, I think it was just after the Premier League broke up. That's right. And be November. And we spoke about it with Andrew. and he said he didn't remember the pink, but he said his dad did, and his dad had one, the last edition or something. But I think what Andrew was saying was the pink wouldn't be a comeback because you've got online newspapers now, so people wouldn't really go out and buy it. But you know what? I think they would. I think if you've got that paper going, people would be waiting outside the ground. I used to love waiting for that paper on a Saturday afternoon when the match finished and getting there for the pink. And it used to be always outside St James's Park where the Chronicle cellar was. And we used to always hurdle up there. And I remember the guy, if you're Van hasn't been yet, the pinks aren't yet, you'll have to wait. Yeah, mate, we'll wait. And it was mad because when the van turned up, everybody just went paled forward like, oh, come on, let's get the pink out, get the pink, we want to buy, and everybody's got their money out. Those were the days. It was brilliant. Lee says, hope Carrius has a blinding game. Absolutely. Troll says, evening, Tony. Evening, Trolls. Hope you're well. David Knight says, I used to be a keeper. I was great in primary school. I tried out in the high school team in trials, was lobbed in the giant goals. Never got over it. Keeper's confidence is delicate. Yeah, I've done the same, David. Not in primary, but in secondary school. Well, I spent the first season, I was a centre half, and I'm only 5'6", by the way. So I was a centre half. Did all right. We had some injuries in midfield, so they pushed me up as a defensive midfielder. Played all right doing that. Got forward, scored a couple of goals going forward. We had a strikers crisis. I was then pushed up front because I could score goals. Scored goals. I formed a good partnership with a striker. When the other striker was back from injury, he couldn't get in the team because of me. I was absolutely flying. We played in a cup final. We were losing 1-0, and I managed to equalise before half time with a shot from outside the box and it went in the top corner. And then second half, we got a penalty. I picked the ball up. The captain of the team says, no, I take the penalties. And I said, no, I'm confident this is going in the back of the net. And I went up and spoke their keeper, went back and got pushed back by the referee. But I stepped up, sent the keeper the wrong way and scored the penalty. Because my captain did say, if you miss that penalty, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because I said, well, I'm 99% confident that's going in the back of the net. And my strike partner went on and scored a hat-trick and we won 5-1. And it fantastic. But then the year after, I was shoved in goal. Because our goalkeeper had left school and we didn't have another goalkeeper. And because we were playing five-a-side, I was just pushed in goal. And I remember teacher says, oh, you can be the new goalkeeper. And I said, why is that? And he says, well, look how well you've played. And I said, well, yeah, but I've got to keep the ball out the net somehow. I says, but it's only five-a-side. He went, I don't care. He says, you're the goalkeeper. And so I know what the job's like. It's not easy, but I did well as a goalkeeper. Davey says, that was a great paper for results, the pink. Yes, absolutely. Loved the pink. Mackham got beat, says Ian. Yeah. Liverpool's still 5-2 down, and it's into the injury time now. So, yeah, it looks like Liverpool is on the way out of the Champions League. Sefton says, I'm campaigning to bring it back. Do you know what, Sefton? They could bring it back as an online paper, couldn't they? Ian says, can't wait, Tony, to be mint. Yeah, absolutely. Hi again, Trolls. Gary says, your channel will get more subscribers as time goes on, Tony, mate. Yeah, thanks very much, Gary. Yeah. Jody says, Carrius kept the most clean sheets in the Champions League the year they got the final, so I think with us having the best defence in the league, he will have a solid match. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure he'll be working extra hard in training this week. Ryan says, not sure if it's your kind of thing, mate, but would it ever interest you doing a collab with anyone or their channels or doing a sort of match cam at the home games? Yeah, Ryan, I'm going to sort out a collab with Loaded Mag. I've got to sort it with Chris Hall and get him to see if he can get a couple of people on. It's just hard this week, I think, with it being the Cup week, but obviously that will be a thing in the future that I am going to do. And yeah, certainly. And I'll get the loaded lads to come on here with me and have a collab that way. So thank you very much indeed, mate. Yeah, I try and get the games if I can. It's just trying to get tickets, that's the thing. So if I get a ticket, I'll go. What I am aiming to do the next time, though, when I get to the games, is I normally go in the keel row for a pint before the game in the gate. So what I'll do is, next time I get into there for a game, what I'll do is I'll try and do some interviews with some Newcastle fans in the keel row, which I think will be absolutely fantastic, and put that out there as well. Ian says, all right, trolls. So they're talking to each other. The more content, the better, says Ryan. Yeah, well, this is my third video I've put out today, because I've put out one this morning. Obviously, I'm live now, but I put out pre-record this morning. I put out a little short earlier, and then I'm live now. Sunday, what I'm thinking on doing Sunday is I may have a Carabao Cup breakfast, so I might have a show around about 9 a.m-ish or whatever, and basically that'll help people who are travelling on coaches to the game, so it gets them in the mood for the match. So I'll probably do an early morning show, and I'll see if Pete Proudlock's on one of the coaches. I'm going to say to Pete if he can come on live when he's on a coach, if he can get a decent signal, that is. And if he can come on live, it'd just be absolutely fantastic to hear the atmosphere on the supporters coach. So I'm going to speak to Pete about that and see if we can somehow get that organised so we can get that. But I'll speak to Pete and find out what time the coaches are leaving, and then I'll do a show sort of around that. But yeah, I was in the director's box as Davey. Brilliant. Jabba dabba do. Would you rather Pope Red or concede 3 goals and Pope in the cup final? Tough one, innit? Tough one. Oh, in fact, PD's in the chat. Look. Klopp's excuse tonight, the Madrid kit was too white when my teeth should be the whitest. Do you know what? It probably is, yeah. Yes, Pete. If you're still on now, give me your answer in your chat, Pete. If I send you the link on Sunday, what time the coaches leave, and when you'll be on the road, so I'll give it an hour or so. If I send you the link, can you try and log on when you're on the coach? Because I'd love to see what the reaction is like of the fans on the coach, and I think a lot of people would who not going to the game. So let me know in the comments there, Pete, or you can DM me, whatever, which way is easier. Joe says, put the bet on Tony for Carriers to score Newcastle win one. Do you know what? I bet that would be massive odds. That would be absolutely massive. Jody says, I'd love it if they scored the win and the dying moments of the match. Imagine the scenes from us Jodies and the faces on the Manx. Yeah, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Everybody's talking to each other. Leslie says, take care, everyone. Take care to you as well, Leslie. Ian says, I used to live behind the Pink on a Saturday night. Yeah, definitely. We used to, didn't we? Troll says, so Sink the Pink by AC/DC was about that paper. It could have been, yeah. Yeah, it could have been, absolutely. Right, guys, so I was going to... sorry, I didn't get onto this. So, yeah, so Thursday night at 7:30, I have a special guest joining me. And a lot of people probably know this man. You know, he had one of his songs is massive. He didn't expect it to be massive, but it is massive. You know, and in fact, the guy who's my special guest who's coming on Sunday has a lot to do with my channel, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be hearing it on my intro. You've got it. The guy is Junior Turner, and he will be on here 7:30 on Thursday night, so do not miss that. Junior Turner on the channel. I had him on the last time. He's a fantastic guy, brilliant bloke, and yeah, he's an absolute legend, and I love his new song. If you haven't heard his new song, go and check it out. Get on his YouTube. Give him a subscribe as well when you're there, guys and girls. And I tell you what, Junior Turner, will be on here Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. So do not miss that. Can't wait to have him on again. Jody said, I think we should be bringing monthly magazines out like Man U and Liverpool do. I think that would do well. Yeah, could possibly do, yeah. I was always in the Sunday League page. Top striker, says Sefton. Wow. Nice one. Andrew says, hey, you lot. Hi, Andrew. Hope you're well. Davey says, great day, Sefton. I was just lucky my mother worked. Malcolm, who was a great guy who passed recently, his brother Charles came to my mum's funeral in December. Excellent. Nice one. I mean, he was a great guy, and that was nice for his brother to go to your mum's funeral as well, which is great. His dad was a major shareholder on board of directors. Yeah, condolences, Davey, to your mum. I like coffee. I like how people Liverpool are back after defeating us. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. They're not back, are they? Well, they are back. They're back to normal. Madrid's just sorted them out, haven't they, tonight? And that has finished 5-2, by the way, so there we go. Sad to hear about your mum, Davey. Yeah, thanks. She supported the two at the end. Noisiest in the nursing home. Do you know what, Davey? That's absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? Why not? Be loud, be proud of your team. That's what I say. Where your colours are nailed to, just be proud of them. And don't care who hears you. The neighbours must hate me because when it's match day, and if I'm watching on the TV and Newcastle score, I jump off that sofa, and I really am loud when I jump off that sofa. And my neighbours must hate it. They must think, oh God, Newcastle scored again. So yeah. Charles says my mum died 12 years ago and I was 36. So big up, mate, big up. Jody says, special guests on the channel is another step in the right direction for the channel. Absolutely. If you haven't seen them on my channel before, there's a video on there. Go and check it out. It was really good. It's great how he comes about getting these songs. And I'm hoping he might be able to perform this one live on Thursday. So I'll see if he'll get himself sorted to perform that on Thursday. It'd be great. It's not easy, no. I mean, I lost my dad when I was 7 years old, so I didn't really get a chance to see my dad or grow up with him properly. But I lost him at 7, and I lost my mum at I was 21. So there you go. Evening all, says Harry. Hi Harry, hope you're well, mate. He says my coach should be on the A1 at around 8 AM. Oh well, that's not bad then, is it? Same to you, Sefton. Ryan says, come on everyone, give the video a like. It's taking Tony his time out to provide content for us. Big respect, expand the NUFC army. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you like what you see, then please smash the like. It really does help the channel up the search results. And as I say, if you type in my channel on Google, it comes to the top of the search settings. So fantastic effort. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow, and bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. So like, I've got Junior Turner on a Thursday. If you've hit that bell, you will be notified of that show. So everything's going in the right direction, guys. Julie J, hi all. Hi Julie, hope you're well. Love to see everybody. Love to everybody, says Davey. Yep, absolutely, mate. We all share the love. PD says, that sounds good. My coach leaves at 5 AM. Wow, 5 AM? I thought it would be a bit later than that, to be fair, Pete. But yeah, that's fine, mate. Yeah, that'll be brilliant. And be absolutely fantastic, won't it? Lee says, I wish I still lived in Darlow. Would put a large Newcastle flag on the bridge near Scotch Corner. Yeah, yeah. Jimmy Neal or Sting, says Harry. No, none of them two. Engelbert Humperdinck. Oh, come on, Andrew, I'm not scraping the barrel, Jesus. Julie says Ant Deck. Do you know what? I'd love to get them two on, but I bet that wouldn't happen. But do you know what? When I lived in Cruddas Park, I used to live around the corner from Declan Donnelly's mum and dad. And Seamus was a lovely guy. Sadly, he passed on. But I used to know when Declan was coming home because you'd see all the girls stand outside the house waiting for them. And but you know what? Couldn't meet nicer pair of lads. I've known Declan anyway because of his dad and that. Really nice, down to earth kid. Say kid, man, now he is. And Ant McPartlin, another one, really down to earth. The fame didn't go to their heads, and that's the great thing about it. They haven't let the fame, the money, or anything go to their heads. They're still level-headed, normal people, and that's what's brilliant about them too. Sefton says, brilliant, Junior. Yeah, absolutely. Sefton's favourite. Ryan says, what a special guest, mate. Going above and beyond. These are the kinds of things that separate you from the rest. Yeah. Troll says, you're going to get John Sinclair on, Tony? He was on last night, wasn't he? Oh, you mean for Thursday? I'll have to see what he's doing on Thursday. I'm not sure because he may be doing a show. Brian Johnson used to drink an Euston Workmen's Club when he came home and always bought the old local guys their drink. Wow. Yeah, Brian Johnson, ECDC. Yeah, I know where the Euston Workmen's Club is. Harry says, Coach Imon is hoping to get to Wembley for 2 p.m. and leaves Durham at around 8ish. All right, so I wonder why Pete's going to I wonder why they're leaving at 5 a.m. Maybe just to make sure they don't get stuck in traffic as well, so I suppose it's a good thing. You also did one with Chris Dobie, the darts player, as well, didn't you? Yes, I did. I had Chris Dobie on the show 2 days before he was playing in the tournament in Milton Keynes, the Masters. And guess what? He went on and won the Masters 2 days after being on my channel. So, and then, straight after the Masters, he then went into the Premier League and won his first Premier League match. Well, the first tournament in the Premier League on week 1, beating Van Gerwen in the final. So, you know, the guy came on, yeah, and he won his first televised event after being on my channel. But he was a great guy, Chris Dobie, and I do want to get him back on again. I would love to have had him on Thursday with Junior, but the problem is he'd be playing darts on Thursday, so I won't get him on. But definitely next time I get Junior on again, after Thursday, I'll get Chris on as well with him. Because he's a big fan. He'll probably be at Wembley as well, Chris Dobie, I would imagine. Ryan says, sure, your parents will be looking down on you, mate. Doing what you love and bringing joy to your fellow Toon fans. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, mate. Sefton says, struggling with this Toblerone, like. Why are you struggling with it, Sefton? Is it too big? Well, if you don't want it, share it around. There's plenty of us in the chat. We'll all have a piece. Thank you very much. Ryan says, be proud, wear your heart on your sleeve, just like the team hopefully do on Sunday. Yeah, I always do, and that will never change. TV says, I fly from Glasgow 11:45 to Heathrow. Wonder how many Geordies will be on that flight. Yeah, that's a thing. I bet there's going to be quite a few on there, to be honest. Geordie Susan Boyle. Oh, for God's sake, Geordie. No, I don't think I'll be going down to that. Thank you very much, mate. But no. Nice tea offer, mate, but no thank you. Sorry. Me and Dan and Amanda Stavely interview on. Do you know what? That'd be fantastic if I got them two on. Do you know what? That would be a dream. I think the internet would just go boom. I think my channel would just go. Can you imagine? Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Davey says, I'm from Hampstead Road. Yes, that's just off the West Road, isn't it, mate? So, yeah. Andrew says, not wrong with a bit of Engelbert. Yeah, well, suppose so. Brian Johnson from AC/DC. Yeah, Lee. Yeah. Now, I'm only teasing Andrew, of course, yeah. Andrew says, I have to listen to Banks of the River Tyne every match morning. Yeah, it's a great tune, isn't it? And you hear every time you come on here because I've got it on here. And I said to Junior, before I used it, I says, can I use your music as part of my intro? And he said, yes, of course you can, no problem. So Junior is absolutely fine. Got to go now, mate. Class live tonight. Be back on tomorrow. Cheers, Tony. Thanks very much, Ryan. See you later, mate. Enjoy your rest of your evening. David says Liverpool. Oh, yeah, exactly. Liverpool are back, by the way. No, they're not. Just got B5-2. Sefton, well, I climbed on top of the pyramid in Kenton Bar. Neighbour, I could do that in the 80s. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember where that was. Yeah. Jody says Chris Dobie should get on the channel tomorrow night if he wants to win on Thursday. Yeah, he should do, but I'm not sure where they're playing this week. And yeah, I don't think I'll get him the night before the darts game anyway. Troll says Liverpool's back, the same form they had most of the season. Yeah, exactly. If only we were a bit more clinical, we probably would have beat them 5-2, to be fair. Jody says, great to see Liverpool back, isn't it? Yeah. The channel would explode, said Jody. Yeah, absolutely, wouldn't it just? Above Effie's Exley's Belden shop, who was my uncle. Ah, right, I know what you mean now. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah. Nice one. But yeah, as I say, and Paul says, very good evening, Tony. Just got out the bath. No problem, mate, no worries. If you haven't heard it all, Paul, then I've got a special guest coming on Thursday. It is Junior Turner coming back on the channel again ahead of the Carabao Cup final. So we'll get his thoughts on the game for the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm trying to do a preview for the game. So I'm hoping to get a regular of a Man U fan that I know quite well. I'm hoping to get her on the channel with me tomorrow. But again, I've just got to wait and see what happens with that. If I can't get that Man United fan, then it'll be I'll try and get somebody different. But yeah, so let's hope. Junior is top class, says Sefton. Yeah. Davey says Sefton, my uncle is Arthur Durkin, was last seen in Kenton Barlow. Trust says just don't go into details, Paul. Yeah, I think yeah. Well, I had a guy. I think it was Brian last night, wasn't it? He got out the bath or something. He had been listening to us while he was in the bath, but he couldn't obviously. Coffee says amazing, Maisie. That's the one, Coffee. But I've just got to wait for her to come back because she hasn't been very well of late. So depends how she's feeling. Paul says no trolls, lol. Yeah, but yeah. So I think Sunday I will do some sort of like morning show, and I'll send Pete the link, and then Pete can get on with the coach, and then we can see what the fans are doing in the court. It'd be absolutely fantastic, won't it? And maybe Pete might be able to get a couple of fans to speak on the phone on the video while he's there, so we can ask them a couple of questions maybe, and get some interviews. That's what it's about, isn't it? So let's see what happens. It's all exciting, guys. All exciting. The countdown's there. 5 days to go to the final. Can't wait. And my manager at work is a Mank fan, and there is another guy at work. He's a Mank fan. But to be fair, they've both said this will be a tough game for Manchester United on Sunday, regardless of our form. And on Friday, I'm going to wear my Newcastle shirt at work. So there you go, guys. I'm going to wear my shirt on Friday. Stephen says I'm a Kenton lad. Yeah, I'm a Blakelow lad. Got my physio in the morning, 9 a.m, so I can get back to work. Nice one, Paul. Hope it goes well. Hope Macy's okay, but also hoping John's team get pumped. Do you know what it is, Davey? If you didn't see last night, go and watch it, because John got some stick last night over Man United. And yeah, go and watch that. It's funny because John got absolutely mullered over Man United. Even Billy Tree even messaged me and said it was absolutely hilarious at John. I was a Benwell lad, says Paul. Yeah, Benwell. Lento, my cousin Stevie Watson lived there. Nice one. Excellent. But yeah, I mean, we're just we're all in cup fever mood now, aren't we? And we're all getting excited for the cup at the end of the week. So, you know, let's hope the weekend caps off. And I just hope that I get to, I just hope at the end of the day we get to win the cup. But I've got to go back to work on the Monday. That's the problem. So I do hope I can't drink too much, can I? Or can I? Well, let's see. Let's see how it happens. Wow, Paul, 2-ball running. Yeah, remember that well. Mum lived in Fenham. Yeah, Fenham. What are the other baths, Paul? But yeah, let's see. My depot was Slateyford. Oh, right, yeah, Slateyford depot. Yeah, I know where that is. Because used to have the old bus terminus where the Slateyford school is. It's not there no more, the bus terminus. That's gone now. I know it well, Paul, says Sefton. Yeah. Nearest pub to the Slateyford depot is the Balloon. There we go. Just along from it. Know it well. See? And used to be a pub around the corner from me called the Rokeby. That's gone now. The Rokeby. But the Balloon and the Rokeby on a Friday night, there used to always be a few bar stools going through the windows. Davey says, Paul, my mum's from Armstrong Road. I used to live in Armstrong Road as well. Stephen says a balloon. Yeah, absolutely, mate. See, it's like going down memory lane, isn't it? You know? Know it well. Know it well. But, yeah. But guys, if you like what you see, please smash the likes. It does help the channel with the search results. And also, if you're new to the channel, and hit the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well, guys. So, thank you very much indeed. Woodstock Road, says Paul. Yeah. My mum's cousin is Betty Tamslow. We are all Chippos. I knew a few of the Tams, to be fair, but yeah. A lot of them around the West End, isn't there? Davy Nana was part Gypsy. There we go. Right, guys, so we'll come to the end of the show now, but it's been a nice hour and 15 minutes on there, and we're all looking forward to the cup at the end of the week, and we're all hoping for a great result, and let's hope that's what the case is. And it's all go, isn't it? And the one thing you've got to remember is, yes, you guessed it, he's back. Bruno is back on Sunday. So yeah, we can't wait for that, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And like I say, let's hope we are coming home from Wembley with Carabao Cup in our armoury as well. So there we go. So let's hope that's coming back with us. And yeah, so I'll just get into some final comments before we wrap up. Sefton says the best Kenton pub was a Kenton Quarry. I'm trying to think, I can't remember where that was now. I'm not sure. Great show, thanks Tony, says Davey. Thank you very much. Julie says, great show, Tony. Thank you very much, Julie. Ray says, have you seen Eddie's press conference? Did he have one today? I didn't see that today. If he has, or if not, I'll have to catch up on that. So thanks for that, mate. Yeah. Julie says, good night, all. Bruno in the middle, says Sefton, absolutely. Davey says, my whole family are Paul Gallant, proud people. Julie says, we got Bruno in the middle, absolutely. Ian says, cheers, Tony, great show. Catch up with the start later. No worries, mate, thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. Tony, great night. Come on, the Mighty Toon Army. Absolutely, Lee. It's Cup fever. Yes, I believe in the Cup's coming home on Sunday. Yep, it's coming home. It's coming home. Bye, Julie. Bye, Sefton, says Ian. Ray says, anyone to ever change from 4-3-3 said he'd rather change the personnel and tactic. He would rather change players than tactics. Whilst he believes the system. A lot of managers do play with one system, to be fair, and it depends how you work it. But you can switch these during the games, and that's the good thing about the 4-3-3. You can switch this around in the games. So let's see. Newcastle went to Wembley 2023 on Cup final day. Absolutely seffed in. See some of you Saturday night in Trafalgar Square. Yeah, don't be jumping into Trafalgar Square pond or the fountain, because you don't be arrested the night before the game and not be able to see the match. So drink responsibly, guys. Well, within reason anyway. But yeah, enjoy the Wembley weekend. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic weekend. But anyway, guys, I shall be back tomorrow with a preview tomorrow evening, so catch up for that. And until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, and good night from me, and see you later. How are you, the lads?